welcome to the Media Outlet, the show where you can plug into all of the latest entertainment news. My name is Kaylin Brown, and I am the host for this week. Let's get this show started. First off is movie news. With Halloween just around the corner, I want to suggest to you some horror movies that are out on Netflix. First up is Would You Rather. Desperate to help her ailing brother, a young woman unknowingly agrees to compete in a deadly game of Would You Rather, hosted by a sadistic aristocrat. It stars Brittany Snow. I had a lot of great expectations for this movie, especially because it stars Brittany Snow. I've always admired her performances in movies, so I knew this was going to be a good one. The acting is very well done, and the movie is just as you would expect it to be, bloody and horrific. Next is The Wicker Man. This movie is about a sheriff investigating the disappearance of a young girl from a small island and discovers that there's a large mystery to solve among the island's secretive neo-pagan community. It stars Nicolas Cage. The Wicker Man has always been a favorite of mine, and I think that's because it wasn't a film that I could solve before it ended. At every point in this film, you answer a question with another question. You're left puzzled throughout the whole film until the very end, and finally all of your questions are answered, but with a plot twist ending that you will never expect. Next up is Contracted. After being drugged and raped at a party, a young woman contracts what she thinks is an STD, but it's actually something much worse. This movie was released July 7th, 2013, and Contracted Phase 3 is to come out on Halloween next year. This film is just gory and gross. It made my stomach turn. If you don't like blood, skin infections, and maggots, this is not the film for you. But if you do like gore, this is the film for you. Next up, The Babadook. It is about a single mother who's plagued by the violent death of her husband and battles with her son's fear of a monster lurking in the house, but soon discovers a sinister presence all around her. This stars Essie Davis and Noah Wiseman. Jennifer Kent, the director and writer of the film, refuses to allow a sequel to be made, no matter how much money she is offered. The Babadook, I think, is on its way to becoming a horror classic. It's so unique from other horror films, and that's why it stands out. I personally enjoyed the film, but I do think the screaming is a little excessive from the two main characters. If you get headaches easily, I don't recommend watching The Babadook. Finally, The Taking of Deborah Logan. An elderly woman battling Alzheimer's disease agrees to let a film crew document her condition, but what they discover is something far more sinister going on. This stars Anne Ramsey, who has also had appearances in shows like Dexter and The Secret Life of the American Teenager. I first watched this movie with my best friend Haley, and it scared us both so much that I ended up staying at her house that night because neither of us wanted to be alone. Jill Larson, who plays Deborah, is so creepy and makes herself look so haggard and psychotic that I can't say with confidence that I wouldn't be scared of her still if I just happened to see her at a grocery store someday. Now, we're going to talk about a movie series that I recommend, which is the Conjuring series. The series includes The Conjuring, The Conjuring 2, and Annabelle. The Conjuring movies has always been one of those horror films that I lose sleep over. I remember when the first one came out and everyone was talking about how scary it was. I think these movies are so appealing to people because they're supposedly based on true events. Anytime a movie is accurate in that way, it draws people to the seats. The Conjuring goes beyond the movie-going experience and leaves you somewhat traumatized. I loved every bit of it. Well, every bit that I saw, at least, because I was hiding my face the whole time. Definitely a must-see if you enjoy the thrill of being scared. Now, we're going to watch the trailer for The Conjuring. Now we're going to take it to Cliff Scott for his movie review of Max Steel.
We're home, Max. Fresh start.
What's up, Media Outlet? This is Cliff Scott, and I will be bringing you a movie review of Max Steel.
And we have a new student, Mr. McGrath, Max McGrath. You're not Jim McGrath's son, are you?
Max McGrath inherited these superpowers from his scientist father right before he passed.
You knew my dad. I need to know about his work.
Your father was working to find a way to harness energy.
Max is a high school teenager who discovers his special powers while in the mirror of his bedroom, which brings me to one reason why I'm not overly excited about the movie. It resembles Spider-Man.
Ah! No, stay back!
My name is Steel.
What? You speak English. My mom is coming.
Is my mom dangerous?
Max is your typical superhero who attempts to save his father's legacy.
Did you do this to me?
No, Max, your father gave you these powers. I'm just here to show you how to use them. Let's get started.
Max Steel is a human-like robot that can do just about anything, sort of like Jarvis does in Iron Man, which brings me to the next reason why this movie might not be that great. We've seen it all before.
And I haven't even shown you the best part yet.
What? This is awesome.
You're welcome.
And just like in every other superhero movie, there's a girl who distracts him and eventually he'll end up having to save her.
Yeah, this is boring.
My Zumba class.
The girl appears to cause increases in heart rate. Perhaps you should avoid contact.
Perhaps you should shut up.
See, she has made you angry.
Max Steel is a great movie for the family and kids to watch, but in my opinion, the robot is pretty unfunny and dull.
Time to suit up. Coming in hot, Max!
Oh, I can't believe I'm doing this.
Max Steel only pulled in about $2 million in the box office, which wasn't even ranked in the top 10. There weren't too many exciting moments in this movie for me. It was also a bit predictable. I will say that I enjoyed the time and effort that they put into the animation and graphics. Overall, I give this movie a 6 out of 10 rating because it doesn't really stand out from other superhero movies. Reporting for Media Outlet, I'm Cliff Scott.
Next up, we are going to take it to Trevor Watson for his fun fact packed over the YouTube channel Game Grumps.
Hey, I'm Grump. I'm not so Grump. And we're the Game Grumps.
Hello everyone, this is Trevor Watson and today's fun fact vid is over a personal favorite YouTube group and two of my heroes, Danny and Aaron, the Game Grumps. The channel has only been around since 2012, but the Grumps themselves have had a huge hand in the success of YouTube since its conception. Aaron is a prominent animator known by the Newgrounds community and later in 2005, the YouTube community as Egoraptor. His animations parody many popular video games, like his Pokey Awesome cartoon. He also made a series called Sequelitis, where he would critique games and their sequels. So in 2012, he would collab with another great game reviewer, JonTron, and make the Grump channel.
Oh, this is JonTron!
Where they would do a podcast over them playing video games, or a Let's Play. After the first year, YouTube had changed the ad revenue system, which seriously hurt the animation community. So, Aaron was fully invested in Game Grumps by this point. However, JonTron felt that his original channel was suffering, so to not disappoint himself or his fans, he decided to leave the Grumps.
I'm gonna miss him so much. Who on earth am I gonna be playing games with now?
Insert Danny Sexbang, lead singer of the comedy duo Ninja Sex Party.
What?
After about 3 years, the Grumps have grown tremendously, to the point where they can have celebrities like Rob Schneider and Steve-O guest on their show. I think this could be contributed to how real Aaron and Dan are, and how they can be on their show with sharing their personal experiences. At the same time, they can go and make jokes about all the things that they play. Aaron likes to commission animators on YouTube to draw stories using audio from the show, while Dan likes to collab with other bands like Tupperware Remix Party to do an 80s cover album. They've also started to do more live-action skits and ads since they don't normally show their faces on the main show, and it's allowed them to hire interns who can turn around and do crazy things, like book an art gallery to show off paintings from one of the Let's Play series, or to make a music video for Ninja Sex Party. It's because of how humble they have stayed over the years, and the efforts that they make to keep animation and filmmaking alive on YouTube, that I respect them so much. I've been a fan since the Newground days, and have seen the show turn into a community, much like a talk show. But unlike those like Jimmy Kimmel, they are way more involved with their fans. I highly recommend that you start following the Grumps. Although they are for older audiences, since they don't do a good job of censoring themselves. But to me, I think that shows respect for their younger audience because they treat them like they're old enough to handle the humor. This is Trevor Watson, and you're watching the Media Outlet.
That was a very interesting pack, Trevor. It's time for us to take a break. We'll be back with the media outlet. Welcome back to the media outlet. Let's talk about music news. This week, the top 5 songs on Billboard's The Hot 100 are: at number 5, 24K Magic by Bruno Mars, which knocked Cold Water by Major Lazer out of the top 5. At number 4, Let Me Love You by DJ Snake featuring Justin Bieber, which moved up from the number 5 spot last week. At number 3, Heathens by 21 Pilots, which has been on the top 5 for the past 17 weeks. At number 2, Starboy by The Weeknd featuring Daft Punk, which has only been on the chart for 4 weeks. At number 1, Closer by The Chainsmokers featuring Halsey, which has led the chart for the past 11 weeks. Come on, someone, let's pick up some slack. I'm tired of seeing it as number 1. Now we're gonna take a look at a music video for the song that I highly recommend. The song is called Lights Down Low by Jesse James Decker. Let's take a listen. That song is just the cutest. The song comes from her Lights Down Low album, which is still in the works. She has yet to announce a release date. The video came out July 11th, 2016. Most of my family and closest friends really understand my obsession with Jesse James Decker. I love everything about her. Her music is always so fun and girly, and she definitely writes her music for her girls. This song is one of her most successful songs yet, and she wrote it herself for her husband, Eric Decker, who plays football for the New York Jets, which is super cute. Now we're gonna pass it to Erin Wilkins for her review over the album Night Sports by the band 303.
Hello everyone, Erin Wilkins here with the media outlet to tell you about the band 303 and their new album Night Sports released in May. Now I'm sure you've all heard the songs Don't Trust Me, Starstruck, My First Kiss, and Double Vision. The band's most successful album Want was released in 2008. It was the highlight of their career. But unfortunately, fame didn't last when the band released 2 unsuccessful albums after. Streets of Gold released in 2010 and Omens in 2013. The pressure of pumping out yet another unsuccessful album was too much to bear, so the two went back to their roots and the real reason they started making music.
But first, I'm a freaking mind.
The band consists of members Nathaniel Mott and Sean Foreman. The two met and graduated from the University of Colorado Boulder. Mott found his passion for music at the age of 18 when he became a DJ, playing at local bars and clubs around Boulder. Foreman, on the other hand, became a songwriter. In 2004, the two joined forces and came up with the band name 303, which is actually the Boulder, Colorado area code. The band name relates to where it all started. I really like the album Night Sports because it's a little more laid back. It doesn't use cringy electronic beats and they aren't yelling rap lyrics at you. I really like the fact that they bring in unique and different instruments like a saxophone and a mandolin, but they also include some nice bass. These points hold true in the song Hear Me Now.
Big neck, coming with the beat that's gonna break your neck.
You can hear me now.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? If you like it loud, we can make it loud.
I enjoy this song because it starts out kind of slow and low and you wonder where it's gonna go. Is it gonna speed up? Is it gonna have a really bad drop? What does it do? They bring in a mandolin. Yes, some bass does drop, but the sound of the mandolin just makes it so fun and groovy, and it just changes the pace of the song, and it's so great. 303 has never been known as the type of band to have outstanding lyrical content. Most of what they talk about are girls, hookups, and how awesome they are, and I thoroughly enjoy this. They take pride in being a fun, ridiculous band that isn't afraid to poke fun. Although this is true, this album possesses an amazing song that holds some truth to reality. According to an interview done by Dylan Owens of the Denver Post, 303 claims that the song is a sober look at the low bar of small-town life told through snapshot images. Let's go ahead and take a listen.
Now my conscience is leaving, the words I was speaking, there's no one to speak them to. Claustrophobia. The walls are slowly closing in.
This song song definitely gives the album a more serious tone. I feel like it shows that the band is making an effort to improve their sound, but still having fun at the same time. 303 is just how they label themselves, a very upbeat, entertaining, off-the-wall band. Overall, I would give this album an 8 out of 10. I like this album because it doesn't just include your basic bass drop to hype up a song, but different instruments like the mandolin, a saxophone to add a little more flavor to the album. I love the balance of music. Yes, it's still the same 303 that pokes fun and cracks jokes, but some songs still hold a serious tone, and I respect the effort of creating this type of album. I hope you take a listen to this album, and in the process, don't forget to be awesome. This is Erin Wilkins with The Media Outlet.
Thank you, Erin. I've always been a huge 303 fan, so I was really excited for this review. Now, we're going to talk about the media outlet's Celebrity of the Week. The Celeb of the Week is Bruno Mars. The Hawaiian singer has a new album that will be released later this year. A fun fact about this album is that the album will not include any features, which is pretty unheard of nowadays. Keep an eye out for this new album, as well as tickets for his world tour in the first half of 2017. He just released his music video for the song 24K Magic, so let's take a watch. Now it's time for another break. Make sure you stay plugged into the media outlet. Welcome back to the media outlet. Our final segment is TV news. First up, staying in the Halloween spirit, we're going to talk about some shows on Netflix which are extremely suspenseful and at sometimes scary. First up, American Horror Story. There are currently 5 seasons on Netflix right now, but the 6th season, which is on FX right now, is definitely the scariest one yet. Each season is a different story, but with the same cast, which is something you don't see very often. Some of the cast includes celebrities such as Lady Gaga, Evan Peters, and Jessica Lange. Next, The Walking Dead. This show is one of the best shows on TV right now. With the start of season 7, it's about to get even better. Season 6 just joined Netflix at the beginning of this month, so if you haven't watched this show yet, do it. This show is all about the apocalypse and zombies, so it's perfect for Halloween. Finally, we have Stranger Things. There's only 1 season with about 8 episodes, so it's super easy to binge watch. It has an 80s horror movie style, and it's about an alternate dimension. It has some scary aspects to it. Now, we're going to talk about a TV show that I recommend for you all. The show is called Young and Hungry, and it's on Netflix. It's about a female food blogger who is hired as a personal chef by a young tech tycoon and faces a new menu of challenges both inside and outside of the kitchen. It stars Emily Osment. I think it maybe took me 3 days to finish this series. I liked it so much. The episodes are very short, and there's only an average of about 10 episodes a season, so if you like a shorter series, this is definitely for you. There's 4 seasons, but potentially there will be a 5th. I started watching the show expecting to anticipate everything that would happen, but the writers do a nice job of adding little surprises and plot twists in the story to keep you guessing. This show was really fun to watch, and the characters were lovable and relatable. Let's take a look at the show. Now we're going to take it to Andrew Johnson for his review of seasons 9 and 10 of The Big Bang Theory.
What's going on, everybody? Andy Johnson here for the media outlet. Sitcoms are a dying art form, but there is one show that has risen above the rest. The Big Bang Theory. Now they're in their 10th season, but I'm going to review for you guys the 9th and what we've seen of the 10th season.
Leonard Hofstadter and Sheldon Cooper are brilliant physicists working at Caltech in Pasadena, California. They are best friends and roommates. They are also friends with their Caltech colleagues, mechanical engineer Howard Wolowitz and astrophysicist Rajesh Kuthrapali. The foursome spend their time working on their individual projects, playing video games, watching sci-fi movies, or reading comic books. They may be able to tell everybody more than what they want to know about quantum physics, but getting through most basic social situations, especially ones involving women, totally baffle them. When Penny, a beautiful woman and an aspiring actress from Omaha, moves into the apartment across the hall from Leonard and Sheldon, Leonard has another aspiration in life, getting Penny to be his girlfriend.
Guys, tickets already went on sale. What?
They're not supposed to be available yet.
I don't know what to tell you, but they're on sale.
Wait, are you sure they're Star Wars tickets?
No, it's Steel Magnolias 2, even steelier.
The website's frozen. I can't get in.
Yeah, Same here.
Guys, they're gonna sell out. What are we gonna do? All right, this goes against everything I stand for, but desperate times call for desperate measures. Lord. This is Sheldon Cooper. You're good friends with my mom. I know I've spent my life denying that you exist. Got it! And I will continue to do so!
Star Wars has been a part of pop culture ever since A New Hope debuted in 1977. A lot of TV shows are doing references to Star Wars or Star Wars themed episodes, and Big Bang Theory is no different. In season 9, The Force Awakens was released, and the guys wanted to get their ticket because they're huge Star Wars fans. After they get their tickets and about a week before the premiere, Sheldon realizes that his girlfriend, Amy, has her birthday on the same day as the premiere. Sheldon has to choose between going to the premiere and spending the night with Amy. Sheldon chooses Amy, and the guys have so much fun at the premiere.
I don't think I can walk right now.
To start off season 9, Penny and Leonard elope in Vegas, not telling their friends and family that they were getting married. At the end of the season, Leonard's mom comes to visit. She commented that she wanted to attend the wedding. Leonard and Penny decide to have a small friends and family wedding at the start of season 10. It was really nice of the writers to give this to the audience. And to top it all off, Howard's wife, Bernadette, officiated the wedding.
I now pronounce you husband and wife. And weird other husband who came with the apartment.
I could fill an entire segment on just the guest stars. From Star Trek actors to Star Wars actors to scientists to other sci-fi actors to basically anybody in pop culture. The most notable ones are James Earl Jones, who voiced Darth Vader in Star Wars. You got Carrie Fisher from Star Wars. LeVar Burton, who is Geordi LaForge in The Next Generation. Yeah, just that for a second. And Katie Sackhoff, who played Starbuck in the rebooted Battlestar Galactica. Since the show is one of the most popular, they could basically get whoever they want.
It's not funny anymore, James!
Then why am I laughing?
In conclusion, from the Star Wars themed episode to Leonard and Penny's wedding to all the guest stars, this past season and a quarter has been good, but not one of the best in a decade that they've had the show. So I give it a 7.5 out of 10. And don't forget, The Big Bang Theory airs on CBS on Thursdays at 7.
And this past episode, it continued the story of how Sheldon and Amy had to live together. And they had their first fight when they lived together, so they had to deal with that. Also, Howard and Bernadette were going off on vacation, and Kutherpali and Stuart, a recurring character, decide to use their hot tub.
My name is Andy Johnson for the Media Outlet. I'll take you back to you guys in the studio.
That's all for today's show. Thank you for joining us. I'm your host, Kaylin Brown. Be sure to check out our Facebook page to keep up with all of our episodes. Also, check out KNWT on Facebook and Instagram to follow all of the Channel 8 shows. See you next week here on the Media Outlet, where you can plug into all of the latest entertainment news.